Hi, I'm Julia and this is my shed. So today what we're going to make is the boiler level cock, which sort of is a valve that sort of fits here on the boiler. So luckily I have got drawings for this part. So we've got a body that screws into the boiler with a side hole, and then there's a what would you call it, a threaded part that goes in that actually does the valving, if you like. Anyway, so that's what we're going to make today. I've had a rummage through. I've got some brass for the body. I've got some brass for the threaded part. I think I'll just make it from brass. I think that will be perfectly acceptable. I've got to make quite a few of these because I need to make at least 4, but I might make a couple as spares as well. So 5 or 6. Hopefully I can get those out of this bar. So yeah, bit of mass production, but I should probably do it on the manual lathe today, just because I don't feel like using the capstan. So let's go to the manual lathe. So I'm using the ER32 collet chuck today. Many thanks to Tony for selling that to me at a reasonable price. Main reason is I can't find my 1/4 inch ER25 collet, but I can find the 32 one, so we'll go with that for today. There we go. So that's the end cleaned up. So we need to get this hole started. So this will be tapped 1/8 40 TPI. I've got the 2.5mm tapping drill. I think it should be 2.55, but this is the closest drill I've got. I'll have to see if this will work. So I'm using the drill collars again, as you can see, because it's worth setting them up because I've got to make quite a lot of these today. There we go. So that's the tapping drill size. And then we've got we're just going to go in just a couple of mil with the clearance drill as well. That's what the drawing calls for. And what that does is it just makes the thread a bit easier to start. So that's good. I think I will just pop a slight shelter on that. Okay. That bit of stock's a little bit bent, but it doesn't matter. Not for this sort of work. Okay, let's get the tap out and we'll do that. Okay, so we'll go in with the starting tap first. Got a little tap wrench here just to make life a bit easier for myself. This is my second go at this because I forgot to press record. That's why it's going in quite easy. Right, I think that is actually at the bottom there. Good. Looks about right. Going with the bottoming tap. So having the slight counterbore at the start of the threaded section is makes it really easy to get the tap started. So that's definitely one to remember. Right, I think we're at the bottom there. That'll do. So that's our first thread done. So I just need to part this off to size. And we'll make another 4 of them, 4 or 5 of them. Okay, so let's get the... I need to turn you around a bit. So you've probably seen me using this quite often. I've not mentioned it recently, but what I'm doing here is I'm holding it flush with the end of the part, and then I just bring this edge of the parting blade up to it, and then what I can do then is set my DRO to 0, and then I can dial in the exact length I need, like so. That's the length dialed in, 17.8. And we'll just part that off. There we go. And that's then ready for the next operation. So I'll make a load more of these off camera, and then I'll bring you back to do the other side. Okay, so I've turned the first part round now. We're going to do the second operation on it. So the first job we need to do is just clean up the end. So I'll just try and get rid of this little nubbin. There we go. Just set my 0. So now we need to go in 4.8 now. That needs to be 3/16. It's for about 4.75. Diameter. Not far off. And what we need to do is do a nice chamfer on that. Let's make it easy to start the thread. So it would help if we actually got the tool at the right height. That would certainly help. Quite get to that one, so we'll just break that corner as well. Okay, and then we'll come in with the die. Okay, it's nicely up. Oop, do that. There we can go. Take that out. Looks quite good. I might just try and get up to the shoulder as well. Okay. Slightly unorthodox, but I think that will work. There we go. So we've got plenty of thread there, so I'm not going to undercut that because we need it to seal anyway. So just bring you round a bit so you can get a closer look. There we go. So the final thing to do is drill the hole through so water can get through from the boiler. There we go. That's got to be 1 mil. So the drawing says 1 mil, but I'm going to go 1.5. Otherwise I think we're going to be fighting up against surface tension otherwise. Just peck it because it's quite a small drill. There we go, all the way through. So we'll try that for starters. I can always open it out maybe to 2 mil, but it's fairly easy to do. Right, so that's that part finished. Hooray! Okay, so that's the first one in position, and we've done another 4. So hopefully, let's see, very dirty hands today. Hopefully you can see that. So it's all ready to go. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. Like, share, and subscribe. And no, only kidding. I'm going to carry on with. I shall do the next part probably tomorrow. Actually, I think certainly time for lunch anyway. So right. Anyway, I'll bring you back when I do the next part. Okay, so I've got 1/8 bit of brass bar in the collet. I'm just going to see if I can put a point on this using the chamfering tool. This may well end badly. We'll have a go, shall we? Okay, it actually needs to come to a point, so we'll keep going. So far, so good. May need to get the centre height bang on, but I think this will work. Yeah, the tool's a bit low at the moment, so we'll come back, I'll adjust the height and we'll have another go. Okay, I've managed to adjust the tool now so it's dead on centre, so I can get a nice sharp point there. That just needs to go into our 1.5 mil hole and block it off. Okay, so we don't need to reduce the size of this, it's already the right diameter. So I just need to pull it out a bit so that we can thread it to 16 mil of thread. Okay, so now what we need to do is thread this for 16 mil. So we'll try and get it started. So I think what I'll try and do is actually power thread it. So I'm going to change the motor to jog. we'll just try that, just see how we get on. That seems to work all right, doesn't it? I'll unthread that now and see how that's getting on. I need to probably need to mark how long I need it, actually, thinking about it. So we need 16 mil altogether. So that's there we go, about 16 mil there. So that's where we need to get up to, where that mark is roughly. So reverse the motor and have another go, shall we? I shall start it by hand. It's quite a useful feature, jog mode, on the inverter drive. I don't use it that often, but it's very handy for threading, especially on a long thread like this. Oop. I think that looks alright. Let's measure that. That seems very long. No, pretty much 16 there. So the big question is will the other part fit in, or will it fit the other part? The answer is no. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, hang on. Let's try the right way round. Oh dear. There we go. Okay, so the overall length needs to be 20 mil. So we'll zero the DRO, and then we'll come back to 20. Okay, that's 20. We need to come out of jog mode though, don't we? Let's see if we can just part that off. Okay, lovely. So that's the part. So now I need to make a few more of these, and then we'll have to figure out a way of holding that to do the BA thread on the other end. But yeah, looks alright, doesn't it? So I've just come up with a neat trick. This this pin basically travels 16 mil before it spins. So I'm actually going to use that to measure the length of the thread. So I'll try and show you that now. So you can see I'm just jogging the part, and then I shall bring the die up and then just let it run through until it spins, and then that's the right length thread. So yeah, that's just, I just need to reverse it now, and then we'll come back out again. But that's a nice little trick. That's just sped up making this part quite a bit. Anyway, I'll bring you back once they're all done. Okay, so that's all the parts made. the threaded bit does stick out quite far, so I do need to double check that the female thread actually goes all the way to the end. So I will check that. But I think what we're going to do actually is obviously we need to remove the nubbin. So I think if I hold the body in the collet chuck, I can clean that end off, turn it down to 2.8, and then we can tap it for a 6BA then. And then that'll be ready to hold the hold on the little lever. So it does actually look like on the actual production models it was actually a proper lever that looks like a regulator handle. So it's quite a bit more work, unfortunately, which I wasn't expecting. So anyway, we'll have a look at doing the 6BA thing next. I don't like how far this is sticking out. It's quite sketchy. I've just put a stone across the tool just so it's as sharp as possible. I just have to be very careful removing this nubbin. Just take very small cuts, and we'll just see how we get on, I think. We'll whack the speed up as well. Ooh. No good. No good. I didn't think it would be. Alright, we'll use a smaller collet and just hold this in the collet chuck, I think. Okay, so I forgot to press play when I did the chamfer, but basically we've turned this end down to 2.8mm. We'll just put a slight chamfer on there. So now what we'll do is just try and get a 6BA thread on for 4mm. I think that's up to the shoulder anyway. So right, so that should do. I'll just turn this out by hand. It's all quite delicate, so I don't want to strain anything. Let's try again. There we go. Right. So I should go and get myself a 6BA nut and we'll see how that looks. Okay, I'll probably have to just turn the die around and just wind it on a bit further, but yeah, that should be okay. So I've just run that up to the shoulder. That just gives us a few extra threads. Try that again. Pop the nut on. There we go, that's lovely. So basically what we'll do is we'll make a lever with a 6BA thread on it, and we'll just have a lock nut. I think that will be good enough. Good enough. Right, let's make 5 more then. Okay, so that's all of them finished. So this is sort of how it'll be set up. It'll actually have a lever on here, and basically that will allow you to open and close the valve. Still not 100% sure by, I mean this thread sticks out quite a long way, but so I need to drill a cross hole at the base of the thread to let the water out, and I've realised I need to make a handle as well. So there's a bit more work to do yet on this check valve. Quite a lot of work in it actually, more than I was expecting. Unfortunately, this week I've run out of time this week. In fact, I'm filming this on Saturday morning, so I need to get editing so that you lovely people get a video tomorrow. So I'm going to call it a day there. Hope you found this interesting. It's quite delicate work. You do need a very sharp tool, so it's worth getting your tools ground up before you do this sort of work. Otherwise, it's going to end in tears. But yeah, I hope you've got some use out of it, or some entertainment. Like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.